So welcome to Tax Time. I've got lots of things to tell you about taxes. If you have a pretty simple tax situation, you don't even need to pay for tax prep software. The IRS has a program they've had for years called IRS Free File. If you go to irs.gov, and what you'll see offered to you are tax prep software firms that allow you to prepare your taxes for free and file them for free. Some of the free offers also include preparing and filing your state income tax for free. Software is really simple. It covers most American taxpayers. You'll see the limits and how to proceed at the irs.gov free file link. If you make too much money for that but still have a simple tax situation, Credit Karma Tax is completely free to file your state and federal taxes and doesn't matter how much money you make. But again, if your situation is complicated, hire a tax professional. Either an enrolled agent enrolled with the IRS or a CPA who does tax. So if you know you're due a significant refund, consider filing your taxes earlier. Let's say you are expecting a tax refund of a few $1,000s. We've had a terrible problem with tax ID theft. People pretend to be you, they file a return as if they're you, they direct a fake refund to them, then you go to file your return and you can't because supposedly your taxes have already been filed. Somebody's filed a false return as if they're you, you're going to have to wait 10 to 14 months for your legitimate refund while the IRS clears away all the mess from the fake tax return filed by a crook. The good news, the IRS has come up with a better system that has reduced the possibility of somebody being able to file as if they are you. You got the IRS trying to block the fraud, the fraudsters having so much more information to commit the fraud. The earlier you file, the more likely you are to beat a fraudster to doing that. Are you excited that you are getting a big tax refund? Don't be excited about that, because you don't want a big refund check, because it's double trouble. First, with all the problems with tax fraud, tax ID theft, there you are with this money you were anticipating you're not going to have. Second, remember, they're paying you no interest on that money. You're using it as a method of forced savings, where you pay into the feds extra money all year long, making an interest-free loan to the federal government so that you will have that money come almost like a bonus check. Why would you do that? Don't do that. Well, if you're like most people, you take that money and you go spend it. Bad plan. What would I like you to do? As the dullest person on earth, use it to pay down any debts you have, particularly credit card debts or something like that. If you don't have those, then that leaves you a clear path to saving. I want you to take that refund and put it automatically into either an online savings account or, better yet, the longer-term goal of saving for retirement. Put it into a Roth IRA. Roth IRA is a special account you can use to save for retirement. You put the money in and it grows tax-free through the years, and then you spend the money tax-free in retirement. That's right, everything you earn goes in your pocket without any tax. So I've got on Clark.com step-by-step how to set up a Roth, and then where I'd like for you to go and start building tax-free investment money for your future. I'll have you investing for your future in just minutes. Reduce your withholding where you work. Go to your payroll office, tell them, I want so much less taken out of my check, so that next tax year, you're not getting a big refund. So let's say you've been putting off filing your income tax because you're like, what am I going to do? I'm going to owe money, I don't have it. Well, what most people do is they don't file their return. Now, let me tell you something. Don't ever do that. You actually want to file your return even if you don't have 1 red cent of what you owe the IRS. And you may wonder, why would I do that? Because there are 2 sets of penalties involved with the IRS. One is failure to file, the other, failure to pay. The penalty for failure to file is massive. The penalty for failure to pay is actually pretty small. Isn't that weird? Well, let me tell you what you do. Absolutely, positively file your tax return on time, and whatever money you can send in, send in. You say to the IRS, yeah, here's my return, but I ain't got any money for you, and you send it in anyway. Here's the other thing. If you, when you send in your return and you don't have the money, you can propose your own payment plan. Special form, you have to pay a fee to send in that form unless you're flat out broke. As long as you'll pay them the money over typically a year, they'll approve it without really any doubt. Because here's the deal. You propose the plan, and pretty much if you can pay what you owe in 12 months, the IRS is going to accept almost anything you propose as long as within that year you have it paid. With that payment plan, you pay against it. You just send them a little bit of money every month as you've agreed, and you send that thing on its way, and you have no problem with the IRS. That way you stay out of trouble with the IRS. The best news is the interest rate you owe when you pay your taxes off over time is very, very low. But let's say the IRS doesn't like the payment plan you propose. You may have already substantially paid the tax bill under the plan you proposed before the IRS ever gets around to answering you and telling you they don't like your plan. So you can feel comfortable that you're going to be A-OK with the IRS as long as you file that return and pay what you can. Let's say you've never filed in recent years and you're frightened. The best thing is to come forward. And I'd like for you, if you owe a lot of money in back taxes, to go seek the help of a tax professional, either a CPA who does tax, an enrolled agent, or a tax attorney, particularly a tax attorney if you owe big, big money. And let's say you had a business that failed and you owed the IRS a lot of money for withholdings from employees that you did not submit. Well, you may have a tax burden you'll never be able to pay off. But the IRS has a program just for that called Offer and Compromise. It's a special thing where you prove to the IRS, hey, I'll never be able to pay this debt. And if you can really prove that, they will accept pennies on the dollar. And for that, you especially need the help of those tax professionals I talked about before. The big thing, always file your return.